Yes, Howie probably had something to do with all of this. When I came to Saskatoon in 1953, I was a sports reporter. And Howie Stanford was playing third base for a team in the Saskatoon Men's Softball League. Al Anderson was playing basketball, probably for the Navy at that time, Al. And they were both very good sports jocks. So here we are, many years later, and I don't know if Al or even Howie could have imagined what an influence they would have had on the community through their association with Elmwood Residences and also with Cosmo Industries. I mean, it's such a wonderful story, and first of all, I have to say, I wrote the Elmwood book. I think we published it in 2009. I think Howie suggested that I should do a companion piece on Cosmo. And certainly Ken Grischuk was always there to twist my arm a little bit. And I resisted for a while. But then I got thinking about who had been the directors and the executive directors of Cosmo. And I knew Urban Donlevy Sr., and I knew Ken Hunter, and obviously Al following in his footsteps. And there was just too many good memories for me to pass up this opportunity. As I looked at the job, it became increasingly easy as I progressed, because everybody pitched in, just like everybody pitches in around here. And the contribution of the people who are directors, executive directors, and the staff in this building is just fantastic. We did call the book Cosmo's Miracle on 34th Street, but if you think about it seriously, there's more than just one miracle. I mean, I think back to the way it got started, and in the book somewhere it will tell you that at the opening ceremonies, Sid Buckbull was the mayor, and he knew why Howie and Al were on the board of directors, but he didn't understand how Howie got all the rest of the people on the board of directors. But as we all know, Howie had that way about him. So Sid was just kind of blown away by the fact that, I don't know if I used the word heavyweights in the book, that there were so many heavyweights on the stage. And that really tells you something about the power of Howie's persuasion, and also the ability of people to recognize where special needs have to be satisfied. So when I talk about the miracles, there's many. The unbelievable venture into recycling, Al Anderson's gift to create the assembly line for making golf clubs, just unbelievable. And then of course to lose out because the people across the ocean got to do it better and probably cheaper. And so, two very important characteristics of what happened in Cosmo, the way that Cosmo was able to present the job opportunities to suit people's needs, and the social opportunities for the others who needed just a social life. I do have to say, I come here occasionally, and the greatest sense I have when I come here is how the staff rallies around the participants so strongly, and the way that the participants rally around the staff. Someone in the book said to me, it was like getting 100 high fives every morning when they came through the doors. And that's really the beauty of the whole project. And I will be grateful forever for having a chance to write this book and tell this story And I thank you all for being here today to help us celebrate.
Thank you, Ned. I certainly learned a lot, and truly was in awe of how you just had a conversation and really hardly took any notes, but captured everything so well. So it's truly amazing. The book is for everyone, and I know the participants will read parts or will have parts read to them, but it's very much for them as well. And they are why we have the book. They really are the heart of Cosmo. And we knew we needed a lot of pictures for them to enjoy the book as much as possible, and I think we succeeded. As the joy the participants have expressed when the pictures went up on the walls, we had to add more pictures to the book because we just never had enough. And when they were checking out all the pictures on the wall, the participants were coming and they're saying like, come Charlene, come look, or come Denise, or come whoever, and just like, that's me. Like the joy and excitement from them seeing themselves in the book is, I think we nailed it with having so many pictures in the book. And those of you here today are part of the history of Cosmo, so thank you. If you're a staff member, you make a difference every day by always thinking of how we can make tomorrow even better for the participants. To the past and present board members, your commitment of time, guidance, and challenges, and ideas to grow to where we are. We have the center location, we have Market Mall, we have Arlington, Sherbrooke, Elmwood, and more to come. We haven't stood still for the last 45 years, and we're not going to stand still for the next 45 years. Family and friends of Cosmo and our Saskatoon business community, and all the citizens of Saskatoon. You were our voice when we needed it, and you were there for the support. You've contributed in the past, and I know you're going to be there for us in the future, so thank you. Lastly, our participants, you rock. The joy that you have each and every day, whatever your day is a lesson to each and every one of us, especially for me. It could be recycling the pages from a phone book, going to volunteer at the food bank, petting our rabbits, making great food in the cafeteria, asking me every day for a dishwasher in their area, or simply saying, which a new participant just said this past Monday, with amazing joy and excitement, that she goes, I love Mondays. So that's how everybody comes in. They love Mondays. They don't like weekends, especially this long weekend coming up. And at this time, I want to acknowledge Pat Hawes, who is featured on our cover of our book and has been a part of Cosmo since 1975, 43 years. Pat, you are amazing, and I love our daily chats, one we just even had earlier today, about an hour or so ago. And I hope I have half the energy that you do at your age. Because I don't think I have it now. He actually came out of retirement because it was kind of boring. So you're back. So keep doing what you're doing. And he'll be also available for some autographs, which he's already done mine this morning when we met. And to Ned, you brilliantly captured the history in our book. So thank you. You are a member of the community. You are a friend for life of Cosmo. And you just captured what Cosmo is all about, and definitely it's the people that make the book, so thank you. That concludes the formal part of the program, so please help yourself to refreshments at the back, and connect with some past friends or make some new friends, and thank you for coming out.